Let's get started with the AMA, sitting at about 3.2 million market cap. So we've got some big changes upcoming with the SuperDoge show. We listened to the feedback from the community, and we feel that we didn't hit that adult comedy level that we had originally set out to do. We kind of wound up creating a little bit of a kids cartoon show to some extent. So we're going to radically change our approach with SuperDoge to where we really push towards that degen style of comedy, adult comedy, South Park style, really nitty gritty. Like if you go and take a look at Netflix and take a look at their top animated shows, there's a couple of different variations. What we have is a bunch of adult comedy shows like Paradise PD, Family Guy, South Park, etc. And then we have some like action adventure style shows. And the action adventure style shows, their animation is absolutely incredible, and it's not something that we're going to be able to touch. We're not going to be winning any awards for animation of the year anytime soon with our current operations. What we can do is really use our writers to their fullest potential and create some adult comedy instead. So we're going to be changing our animation studio. We've brought on an outside consultant. I can't reveal her yet, but she's quite popular, very famous in the animation world. And we're going to be bringing on a new studio to essentially redo the cartoon series. We're also working on delivering I wonder how much I should say. Keith, what do you think?
Tell us all. Spit it out.
Yeah, I think we should talk about the second show. So you go ahead. Basically, we're looking for the revamp of the original humor for the series. We're going to make 180 pivot in the sense of we are going to reach that target we initially set out for. But on top of that, we're going to add some more for everybody. And this will allow us to really explore the different audiences and different markets out there and really hit a broad range of people and perspectives and play with that as writers and as a team. But I'll let Adam Gilad's gonna, he's one of the, go ahead, founder, you can chat about it, but I'll let you do it. Sorry, man.
Yeah, Adam Gilad is he has a background from National Lampoons, where he was involved in the early days with hosting a show. And what we're looking to do is
National Lampoons Radio, actually.
Right. And what we're looking to do is to create a variety show, essentially. So we had toyed with the idea of Between Two Ferns, but we think we can actually expand on that model greatly and create almost a news show, essentially a variety news show with, top 10 list, comedy, skits, interviews, quick interviews like Between Two Ferns styles. And then we can put together a bunch of easy to digest pieces of content, where we can create kind of a weekly show that's always giving like degenerate news and, always being able to, instead of trying to take a popular pop culture item and write and animate and create a show behind it, it's a tremendous amount of work. But what we're looking at doing now is being able to still be able to report on pop culture stuff, but by creating a new show that's easier to produce, that doesn't require animation. We've got some really interesting technology that we're looking at to be able to produce these quite quickly. And our writers are also deeply connected in the crypto world, so we'll be able to bring on some really fascinating projects and people to be able to interview. And so those are kind of the two big pivots that are going to take place is we will be producing a new show, and we are going to be completely redoing the SuperDoge animated series to where we're swearing, and there's drinking, and there's sexuality, and everything, right? We're really going to try to push the limits and hit that adult comedy. I got to be honest, I'm proud of what we did with SuperDoge, but I feel that we missed our target audience with kind of the direction of the first pilot episode. So yeah, I hope you guys are in agreement with that. I think we need a radical pivot from what we originally created, and so that's what we're working on.
And just so everybody knows, the writers are on it as we speak. Like we said, we just got out of a meeting, so this is something that isn't going to put us off months and months or anything like that. We're on it. We're still going forward with the documentary with Pro the Doge on the 11th. We have the studio booked, so we'll be in that. The other aspect of things for the variety or news type show is we'll be able to do things like prank calls. We'll be able to do interviews. We'll be able to do news clips, SNL type clips. It's really going to be it's going to be fun. I think for me, I'm excited about it, but it's also going to allow us to see what makes sense to push forward with. Maybe if one of the segments really does hit home with a lot of people, maybe we turn that into a longer show, and we continue to broaden our horizons as SuperDoge, not just the animated series. Now we're branching out. We're able to market that a lot nicer too. When we're trying to catch the trend or the wave, we're able to throw that together a lot quicker than, like the founder said, with the animation and all that stuff. And then we're able to really focus on the series and the writing and the edginess and bring that to a new level. We're going to have these across the different platforms, YouTube and stuff as well. But our main goal is actually going to be to direct people to watch it on our website. And at the end of the day, that should be our goal. So that should be our goal, so that when people are done, they have an ability to buy SuperDoge or buy the NFT rather than finding it. So there's quite a few things in that end that I'm excited to go forward with for sure.
Yeah, we're looking at ways to tie in the show as well with prizes, where you have to have an NFT to be able to participate. So we are working on tie-ins with that. Any feedback from the community or any ideas is obviously very welcome. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. I should also mention as well that it's that time of the year now where we will be doing another charity vote here coming up, and we've made some decisions with the next quarter for the charity wallets, is that we're actually going to be going with only one charity for the next 3 months, and the one of the other charity wallets will be used to increase liquidity on V2 on PancakeSwap. And then the other charity wallet will be used specifically for marketing. So it'll go into a community wallet essentially, where Keith will be in control of deploying the marketing budget, but he'll be looking to the community for feedback to be able to make sure that we spend that budget properly, and hopefully learn from some of the mistakes that we've made in the past. But this should continuously give us money to promote, to hire influencers, and market the product, while also keeping our original goal of being able to contribute to charity. So yeah, those are kind of the couple big items.
And I'll kind of follow up, I guess, a little bit on the marketing aspect. So just so everyone's here, there's a link in the main chat. I started just an onboarding Telegram chat to see who has a little extra time, has some skill sets they want to share. I know in the past we've asked for this a lot. The big stick in the mud is there hasn't been the amount of tools or resources to be able to do it quickly. I mean, I have lots of guys that have been back in this play for the last month or year since the start, including myself. And one of the things is some of us will spend 2, 3, 4 hours a day, and that's great. But I want this to be able to be done so people can spend 5, 10, 20 minutes collectively, have weekly meetings, have daily pop-ins, have different categories. So in one of the groups, I have a poll that basically asks if you want to be involved in the social media, if you want to be involved in community engagement, if you want to be involved in short-term marketing plans, if you want to be involved in long ones. I want as many community members as possible to be part of this. I don't the thing I'm going to be doing though is once these categories are here, I want to continue to expand them, but I am going to be cutting out the people from those categories or groups, and it's no ill will, but I'm just going to be cutting them out for efficiency. So once we get going, if you don't have time for something, that's not a bad thing. I just don't want a lot of people sitting there looking for what we're doing in the back end and stuff and not inputting. So let's make it easy, and really, Rick, one of our design guys that has been tremendous help on my end, setting up the back end for the social media. Within the next few days, we'll have 3 to 5 posts blasting out across all platforms, the very basic fundamentals, but it'll also allow us as admins, mods, and the community to go in, click a link, and find the pictures, the content, everything there to be able to help share on a united front our brand, instead of trying to figure everything out separately. And like I said, I'm looking for as much support for the project as possible. If it's one day a month, if it's every day, if it's just for some ideas or brainstorming sessions, I welcome you. And we have a pretty good team right now that has been working very, very, very hard. I know we've been quiet on the chat, but that is just because we're trying to get everything we need in place to move forward, and we're pretty much there. So now the next step is just going to be to start implement these things, make up marketing strategies and marketing campaigns. And I know there's a lot of people saying, hey, why don't we do listings? Why don't we do this? All of those are still on the action plan. And for me, I'm being very methodical. I'm not trying to spend any of our marketing budget until everything's going on all pistons and working. And from there, we're going to strategically start to spend the money, organically grow. And when we get to that point where everything is going at the same time and working together, and we have the volume, we have the engagement from the community, then we start looking at the big projects. I don't want to blow 30 grand or 40 grand on some influencers now and then put us in a bad spot in a month. I'd rather work slowly, methodically, and efficiently. And within 2-3 weeks, we have enough money from the new holders that come in that feed our marketing budget to be able to go after those big things without putting us in a weird spot. And that's just kind of, so if anybody has questions, I'm here, message me. I'm always around, and I'm glad to answer or talk to anybody. The other thing we're going to be doing is Jerry has been the face of this community since day one. Jerry's the man. I know multiple people that are here and stayed here because of Jerry. I love him. Like, throughout the time that it was slow, me and Jerry got to know each other quite well. And we're going to really bring that back. And Jerry's going to be doing more of like a weekly video, a weekly check-in, a kind of summary. We're going to communicate from our end what we've been doing and what we're doing next week and going forward, instead of just letting everybody wonder. This is something that the communication is going to change a lot, so you guys can tell what we're doing rather than just us saying, hey, we're working or whatever. We want you to be part of it. We want you guys to engage. If half of this community or a third of it gets to the point where the 20-30 members that have been working behind the scenes are, there's no stopping us. But we need to get to that point and have those fundamentals ready and going so we can do that.
Right. So we had a system set up previously where we were preparing to, we built the setup. We had the writers, the recording, the animations, everything set up so that we could produce an episode every 2 weeks, and then also introduce a new, 1 minute clips of like between two ferns, for example, so that we could essentially release a piece of content every week. It took a lot of work to set that up, but the reality of the situation is that I did not want to continue to produce content along the lines of what we were producing. I felt that we needed to essentially throw away our original pilot concept, which was supposed to be a lot grittier and a lot adult humor focused, but somehow we wound up creating kind of something more along the lines of Paw Patrol, and it didn't hit with our target audience. So we're going right back to the DGens we know how to build the systems. The writers are all on board brainstorming. We're going to be changing the way the characters are, the way they act, the way they talk. A lot of changes will be coming, and I really feel like they'll be for the better and give us a real opportunity to kind of capture the degen marketplace, which is that's our target audience. So we have to cater to them. I'll get to a couple of the AMA questions here. It doesn't look like there's too many. Someone asked, when will the rookie cards be relisted on OpenSea? So that is in the works. A bit of communication process required with OpenSea, but we'll be merging the rookie card and the NFT collections together. Has the team considered Wax for any NFTs and to get involved in that community? No, Wax is actually William Quigley built Wax, the Bad Crypto podcast. They're kind of Wax guys. We're not looking at using Wax. It's a completely separate blockchain from our actual currency. So the reason why we went with Ethereum is because we have a BSC token, which is also the same blockchain address as Ethereum, right? So for simplicity. Another thing I should mention is that with the Hollywood token, when that does come out, we will be creating some sort of play to earn gaming experience. We really feel that that's the direction that we'll be heading in, and it ties in very well with the larger project that I've been working on, which will also have play to earn components to it. We'll be bringing in really professional level tokenomic engineers to essentially help us with the Lemmy and the Hollywood token. And these are guys that I've been working with previously that will be able to get some advice and some essentially have them draft up the tokenomics.
Maybe touch on the games and the Doge House aspect a little bit, if we can, too.
Sure. So we're going to be starting video game tournaments. So you'll be able to go into the Doge House, and we'll have high score tournaments for the games. We're setting up the high score board now, and we'll be giving out prizes. So you'll be able to play video games and earn some sort of prizes. And the prizes that we'll be giving away, it's not just going to be SuperDoge or an NFT or something simple like this. We'll be giving away like really cool stuff. Like maybe it's an autographed picture of Mike Tyson, or maybe it's a rare Pokemon card or stuff like this, right? Which I think will be a lot of fun. And every prize will be different, right? So something to look forward to. And we'll also be able to create additional games into the arcade. So that's something that we've got experience with. So we'll be able to continually add new video game tournaments. Only way to get in and play is with the NFT. Same with the new show that we'll be creating. There'll be some sort of contest where you have to be an NFT holder to be able to win prizes. So that's kind of what we're looking at. We've got a question here from Mark asking, concerning Crypto Wendy, that she's only made one Twitter post. That's not true, actually. Crypto Wendy's made quite a few posts since the show's launch. Assume she was chosen to do voiceover because of her status as a Twitter influencer rather than her experience doing animated voiceovers. It's true. I'm sure there was hope that her influence would be used to spread the word. So Mark's essentially wondering why Wendy hasn't been tweeting about SuperDoge, and we don't have any content to release right now. As I said, we're making a massive pivot, so there will be a little bit of a lull in the marketing, but that's simply because we're readjusting the systems and the process that we had in place to launch this new production.
Well, and I'll chime in on that too, for Pro and for Wendy. Here's the thing, guys. Like the founder just said, there isn't the content. Once we pivot, once we have the meat and potatoes to be able to keep people as soon as we bring them in, these guys, Wendy and Pro, are both 100% down. it's almost disingenuous and almost counterproductive if they're sitting there tweeting about us when we don't have that engagement, when we don't have that excitement, compared to if they wait a couple weeks or whatnot, and we're able to have this big push. If they don't, they're here for the project. And the thing is I'm not asking I'm not asking Wendy to just throw some tweets out. I don't want them, because I want the value to be when we have the content, when we have that, then we get their audience, then we get their views on board. And it's not just a tweet. They're here, but they're not just going to share our Twitter, hey, this happened every day. That's not their job. They're here as a team, as team members, and when we utilize them and work with them, it needs to be beneficial and valuable, or it's just lost in the mix. So that's a big part of it. You're not paid influencers like people are thinking. We're not just going on Twitter and saying, hey, can we throw you some cash to do some tweets and get your audience? That's not the goal with these influencers or collabs at all. We want to bring their brand out, and they want to help us as well. But again, we need to go back to, we need that nice content to be able to make that push valuable.
Yeah, exactly. They've become friends of the SuperDoge project and not just a hired influencer, right? So that was always our goal, was to build a long-term relationship and to be able to help each other. So definitely look forward to engagement with Wendy and Pro, and we'll be bringing in new people as well over the next year here. Shendel's asking, will we eventually be able to access the Doge House with Trust Wallet? Yes, we will make that available. Just have to speak to my developer. We are a little bit busy at the moment, but we will get that up and running. Crypto Insight, I see your complaint. You hear so many things about me talking about what we're building. Just to be clear, I've never said anything about $10 billion market cap. It's inappropriate for me to discuss price speculation whatsoever, so I would never insinuate that. But all these things you guys say, but we haven't increased the value of SuperDoge. Well, to be fair, we did do, a 20x in November. We were at a million market cap. We went up to 20 million market cap. We released the episode, the first episode. And as you can see, the first episode didn't go so well. It was cool. We had a lot of support from the community, but outsiders looking in, they didn't find it funny, right? And I agree. I think we missed the mark. So we will swing the bat again here. We're just putting together everything to release something better, and hopefully we see an appropriate market response when that takes place. So once again, you guys, thank you everyone for your support. Appreciate everything, and let's do this. Let's go crazy.
Thanks for your hard work.
Do it.
Thank you. Yeah, brilliant.
Appreciate it.
Excellent.
Thank you for
Cheers.
everything.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Cheers.
you guys. Bye.